Coming up on SEO Lunch, is Guy Kawasaki full of himself?
Hashtag concept of the week, hashtag resource of the week, hashtag strategy, hashtag SEO lunch.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of SEO Lunch. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
Dan, it's always a pleasure to see you. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Got to stop saying that pretty soon.
Yeah,
this is the show where, if you're just first coming here, this is the show where we take some of the awesome SEO and web marketing news from inbound.org, grab the top 10, spit them out, give them back to you for your lunch.
And if you've been listening to us for a long time now, you're one of our many subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, we are almost hitting 800 subscribers, so go ahead and hit subscribe. We would really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments. We also want to start bringing on SEO experts onto the show. So if that's you, drop us a line, slocumstudio.com/contact, and then /subscribe to stay up and to date on slocumstudio.com/subscribe. Dan, let's get into the news.
Absolutely, let's do this. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about why your company needs a hashtag strategy. This is going to come from Wallaroo Media, and it's all about with the impending potential of Facebook starting with hashtags, what that's going to do for your business.
Awesome. How marketing legend Guy Kawasaki manages his social media presence. This is, oddly enough, written by Guy Kawasaki. It's
our new segment, third person articles. Kidding. Then we're going to look at 25% of marketing budgets are spent on content marketing. This is a great infographic by Jim Doherty on Social Media Today.
Here's an article I can't wait to talk about. The clients I can't afford to take by Bill Sebald on SEO Moz.
Yep. And continuing the SEO Moz trend, we have Rob Toledo with the next article, How My Mom Thinks Search Engines Work. This week was just Mother's Day, so we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Nice find. Our resource of the week, cue the alarms, flashing sounds, and confetti, 40 killer content marketing and blogging tools.
But let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, sir.
So the concept of the week, as we always have at the beginning of our shows now, is hashtag strategy. So I'm sure you've watched, different kinds of content. I know I just watched the Survivor, because that's what I'm into. The Survivor season finale, and they had hashtags all over the place. You see it all the time in shows. In this article by Wallaroo Media, there's even a picture of Evian, the toiletries company. Mm-hmm. To make it sound eloquent,
yes,
has hashtags right above their demos during conventions and things like that, which is really cool. But hashtags are becoming super, super important with so many social media websites using them, and now Facebook, where you now have 1 billion extra people, to market with hashtags too, and to get social with. Hashtags are a very nice way to market yourself.
Yeah. So what is a hashtag, Dan?
Yeah.
For the folks that are out there that are watching this who are just starting out in this wonderful world of web marketing, hashtag is just a keyword. If we remember back to AOL days, you'd hear a commercial on the radio, AOL.com, keyword pizza, right? And then you'd have to find, this pizza place. It really is just a keyword. No one owns it, although it's going to be interesting to see how Twitter is going to measure who owns it based on some crazy algorithms, but whatever.
Right.
The point is anyone can go into Twitter stream and put pound your phrase, your business name,
all
your
one word,
name, all one word. And then when people want to search for that particular hashtag, they just type it in the search, and it'll, allegedly it'll find it.
Yep.
Great for live events. Mm-hmm. Great for events that are in person, where like Evian put the hashtag above their display, so you can kind of find out what's going on at these live events. You see it a lot in chats. Sometimes it gets a little spammy, but if you're building a brand around a hashtag, then you're going to start to see more and more people virally spread this hashtag.
And if you haven't been using hashtags already, you don't have to go crazy with it and do it all over the place, but maybe 1 or 2 every now and then. Just to make it easy for people to connect with you if you go to an event or go to some sort of convention, to be able to say, submit your comments or your concerns with us.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's either going to be some kind of funny / viral marketing thing that you want to hashtag, or an event that has a date tied to it, like a year. Because why not spread your actual Twitter handle? You know? So that way people just follow you. That's actually more valuable than than a hashtag, in my opinion.
Sure. I gotcha.
Just my opinion.
Absolutely. Let's talk about a guy with a big opinion. Guy Kawasaki, 1.2 million followers on Twitter. This is how marketing legend Guy Kawasaki manages his social media presence from HubSpot, fellow New Englanders. And what this is, what I took away from this article, and the reason I put it here, is he talks a lot about sort of what he does and his recent ventures and his books and stuff. So it's a little self-serving in that regard. But beyond that, he does talk about and give you some tips about how to manage your social media presence if you are going to get involved with lots of them. So he goes through, Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest, the basics. But he also gives you tips, for example, using aggregators. I know in the past, I think we've talked about follower wonk for Twitter aggregators to get Twitter fans and things like that. Mm-hmm. Basically, websites that you can go to. His is Holy Cow. That's what he's promoting here. Mm-hmm. To be able to go onto these websites and find people with similar interests to yourself, or people who are going to be interested in the stuff you're going to be putting out, and build an instant fan base. Yeah,
some of the stuff I like to take away from this were the tips he gave for the Google Plus, especially the Google Plus Explore.
Sure.
Super powerful. It's changing every day. It's one of those things where there's hashtags there. Mm-hmm. Again, hashtags are just search keywords. It's just hashtags, just a phrase, right? Or just a descriptor of these keywords. But plus.google.com/explore, great place to go and try to search the WordPress, the Google Plus community. So do check that out. Some good tips. To say the least.
Awesome. Moving right on, 25% of marketing budgets are spent on content marketing. This is from Jim Doherty on Social Media Today. I was staggered by this statistic. I wasn't aware it was that big. If you were thinking, well, my friends don't practice this and you're watching our show, why should I? Here you go. According to this study here, 90% of organizations are marketing with content on the internet. And on average, marketers are spending over 25% of their budget on content marketing. That's not just on my internet presence. This is total. Mm-hmm. Marketers and companies at these organizations are spending over 25% of their budget on just content.
Yes. Let's talk about this.
Sure.
I don't know. I've been thinking about this. So what is next for marketing, right?
Right.
So content marketing isn't any different than how it was done in the 60s, right? The Mad Men, right? So back then there was no internet, there was no real live media. There was the news and the radio.
Right.
But advertising was about getting the information out there. Mm-hmm. So you saw facts and things like that in advertisements. Right. And that's how they convince people, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's just you just search for it. You find out and you can compare and cost compare and all that fun stuff, feature sets and all that things like Consumer Reports, whatever. Mm-hmm. What's going to be next? This is, to me, content marketing, yes, that's what we're doing here. That's what we tell everyone to do. But it's not a new concept. And what's going to be next? So everyone does content marketing.
Right.
So what do we do next? Mm-hmm. What's the next leap above past content marketing? I think it's going to be partnering with your clients.
Partnering with them?
Partnering with them.
Like your B2B clients?
Like B2B clients, but you have to bring so much more value to a product or service that the only way to do it is to partner with your client.
Okay.
Right? What does that mean? What does it mean on a consumer level? Right. I have no idea. On a business-to-business level, I think there's going to be some interesting new business models made. Mm-hmm. Because you're really doing this to say, yes, customer, you trust me.
Okay.
Here's how we talk about our product. Right. You trust me. I put all this great content out. So yes, you have to naturally sign up with me or buy my product.
Right.
But how are you going to convince them when everyone's got awesome content marketing? When everyone has infographics, when everyone has video production?
Gathering that posse of folks to the very, very elite group of the Justice League of your business.
Right.
That's going to be that's official. That's the tagline of this episode.
Yeah. But it is interesting to see that 25% of these budgets, at least of these people surveyed, are spending it on content. And who knows?
Yeah, maybe he just surveyed a bunch of internet startups, but this is pretty insane.
Right. But what, how much are they actually spending? 25% of what?
$100.
Right. And is it being spent in the right places? So here's another interesting fact that I heard recently is Google is actually already starting to devalue infographic links.
Really?
So here's an interesting thing, right? All of a sudden there's this marketing phenomenon. Infographics. Everyone needs an infographic. There's an infographic in this article.
Right.
But because that grew so fast as like the hottest trend, you got to have an infographic. There were companies built around making infographics.
Yeah, remember that.
But it quickly turned to crap.
Right.
It was crap infographics.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
People were spending, $5,000 to make an infographic, if not more, just to get the leads, just to get links.
Yep.
It was getting shared, in a very hollow sense. It wasn't of any value. They were just like, hey, it's an infographic. Share it. Post it over here. It's just an infographic. Who cares what it is? And that was only like a year ago.
Yeah. Done. Gone.
Off the face of the map. Interesting stuff.
So we were talking a little bit about clients and partnering with clients. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about when this does end up happening, when you have your Justice League. Mm-hmm. What clients you can't afford to take. And I'm going to let you go on this one because this was one you were very excited about initially. Yeah,
so this article, the clients I can't afford to take, over on SEO Moz by Bill Sebald. Definitely a great read, definitely a more lengthy read, but he's talking about the different types of clients that you're going to encounter. So folks out there that are watching this, you might be one of those clients.
Yeah.
This is a great way to
we might be one of those clients.
Right, but we might be one of those clients, right? Like the dictator. Like, here's someone that is, you're going to listen to me no matter what. Here's the way it's going to go. Mm-hmm. But excuse me, Mr. or Mrs. Dictator, let me, I'm here to service you. I can't do it your way because you don't know my world of web marketing and SEO. Right. If we go back to the last episode of SEO Lunch, we had a whole discussion about how the whole landscape of web marketing and SEO is changing.
Yep.
The dictator might say, no, I just want you to go out and make links because that's what I heard. No. I, as a new SEOer, I have to have access to make your links, to do your web design, to your newsletter. I need free reign to kind of massage all this stuff for the new web marketing. Dictator's not going to let that happen.
Did you see the new Kitchen Nightmares?
I did not.
He actually, Gordon Ramsay, and there's a point to this, I swear. Gordon Ramsay walked out on the client because he was giving them advice and he was trying to help them. And I mean, this happens to him all the time, but they just weren't taking any of it. Mm-hmm. And they were just arguing with him and saying, no, this is how I want to do it. Now do it for us. But he's like, well, I don't want to do it this way because that's not how it works. Mm-hmm. I think this is the exact same scenario as what's happening here, where you're in this environment where it's you can't do anything. You have no freedom. It's like being chained and saying you have to go over here. You can't do it.
Right. So we sidestep for a moment. Mm-hmm. This is about running your business. This is about, if you're a brand new SEO or jumping in, how do I do web marketing? This is the show to watch, but it's also the show to kind of learn, what are my clients going to be like? What's the real experience going to be like? And this is a perfect article for that.
Absolutely.
Help you kind of deal with that. You don't always have to take everyone. I know it's tough when you're starting a business. You want to grab everything you can. Use this article to say no and fire the bad clients.
And value yourself. Mm-hmm. It's easy to try to negotiate price down just to get your client to work, but find your price. Do some research on the price, but value yourself. Value what you do. It's probably good stuff, and people need to know that.
Absolutely.
How my mom thinks search engines work.
I love this one too.
This is my favorite article, not only because it was recently Mother's Day, and that's why this article was posted, but because it really does kind of put things into perspective. Now, this is about sort of how the other half lives and how the other half searches. So if you found our site, if you found our channel and you were searching and you're looking at videos about search engine optimization, chances are good you're not part of this other half. You may be, but chances are you're not. But what this does is it really tells you to just start from the basics and say, what are people looking for? If I asked my mother, if you wanted to find something like this, what would you search for? What would she say? What would she look for? And use it to help improve the metadata in your Google searches. We talk about metadata in one of the earlier SEO articles, so I'll have you reference there to learn about that a little bit.
Yeah, and at the very end of this article is 3 different takeaways. My favorite is take a non-SEOs out for coffee. Mm-hmm. It's awesome, right? Yeah. Because you want to get that experience of how they see Google, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you got nothing to do on a Saturday, one of your pals runs a landscaping business or a pizza company, you take them out for coffee and say, what do you think happens when, I'm not here to sell you anything. What do you think happens when you search on Google? How do you think that works? Yep. What do you use Google for? Because that is going to help you understand sort of either a particular market or just how non-SEOers think.
Sure.
Definitely a great article.
Yeah, read it.
Read it.
Good stuff. Which brings us to our last article and, of course, our resource of the week. This is 40 Killer Content Marketing and Blogging Tools. It's by Zamanta. It's a slideshow. We had one of those last week as well. believe. Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is just literally a organized by type slideshow of great blog tools for you at your disposal. So if you're looking for certain softwares to use or like freeware to use, it's all here for you. It goes through RSS readers like Feedly because Google Reader is going away. It goes through content generators, things like that, like Pulse and whatnot. It goes through productivity applications. It goes through writing applications to help better your writing skills, things like that.
Yeah, one of the ones that I had recently heard about was Pixlr, Pixlr.
Yep.
Great for those quick Photoshop changes. If you don't have Photoshop, it's a great way to kind of do those little changes. Of course, all the different SEO tools, tactics that you can use, keyword research, Google Analytics, Yoast SEO for WordPress. I'm just cycling through real quick. Is there WordPress? I don't think WordPress was on this list.
I think it is.
I actually met one of the co-founders of Zamanta last year. I still got his email. I should shoot him an email and say, how about 41 killer?
Yeah.
And maybe he was just automatically assuming that.
Right, you're using this, and this is just like extensions beyond.
Yeah, because Zamanta is a plugin for WordPress, or as well as WordPress. So, but still tons of great tools on that list. Cool. That is a wrap for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope this is your quick lunch fix for your web marketing and SEO tips. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comments. We're almost 800 subscribers.
Almost.
Every time you subscribe, I'm happy. Dan's happy. We want to hit over 1,000, so please go ahead and hit subscribe. Let us know what you want to see in the comments. Again, if you are an SEOer just starting out, or you are a guru at SEO, we want to have you join us on the show so you can kind of break down some of these articles for our fans. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.